Hi everyone, welcome to the Whole Food Whole You Resource Group. For those of you who have not met me online yet, my name's Hannah Campbell. I'm a health coach and the blogger owner at Whole Food Whole You. So I just wanted to jump on today after we've been talking a little bit about sweeteners in the group. I know I've been doing some posts. I haven't done a video in a while, and I know some of you would rather learn from a video. I know some of us are more visual learners, or like to hear things, so I just thought I'd talk about it for a little bit and give us a recap. So if you haven't been keeping up in the blog, we've gone over basically like the red light sweeteners, which are the ones that I really advise people to stay away from. We've kind of gone over the meh, I like to call them, or the yellow light sweeteners, which come with their own baggage. They're not quite as bad, but they're not really great. And then my favorite sweeteners, I guess, would be your green light ones. So to start at the beginning, the red light ones are really the artificial sweeteners. I did want to make a note on the fact that I am never going to tell you that, you know, this food item causes blank, causes cancer, unless there is undeniable proof of it. So that just completely goes against what I have learned. I did have a I went through conventional nutrition training at a college, and I know that a lot of people, the natural foods people, have lost respect in the scientific world because of saying things like that. So I just wanted to say I'm not going to tell you artificial sweeteners cause cancer, because I don't know if they do. However, like I mentioned in that post, I do like to say, like Chris Kresser has said, guilty until proven innocent. And by the way, if you can hear my dog tapping around, I'm sorry, she has long claws. So guilty until proven innocent is, I think, a really great way of looking at it. So again, not to totally demonize every man-made thing on the planet, but just to have a good balanced approach. And then I also wanted to make the point that even if those sweeteners are totally fine, even if there's nothing else wrong with them, even if the only issue is that they're just a sweet substance, think about the package that they come in. Think about what you're giving up when you eat those. I mean, Diet Coke's not doing anything for you. Diet Coke is not a healthy food. So I don't know, that's also what I think about. What is the package that those artificial sweeteners are even coming in? That really processed snack that says low sugar or whatever. I mean, you could have something that would be nutrient dense instead and fill yourself up that way. So that's kind of a double whammy for me. Number one, I think they could possibly be detrimental to health, looking at the studies that have been done on them. And number two, what are they replacing in your diet when you eat those snacks and desserts and drinks? So I really say avoid them, and you know, choose something else, because there are a lot of other options that you can choose. So let's move on to the meh sweeteners, the yellow light sweeteners. So these, again, they're not, in my mind, as bad as artificial sweeteners, but they have their own baggage that comes with them. So for instance, with sugar alcohols, a lot of people end up with digestive symptoms, bloating, gas, diarrhea. So, I mean, that's not fun. The pro to those is, of course, that they are like the lower calorie sweetener again. So, and then agave, that one is definitely pretty popular. Lots of confusion around that. It's only been recently that I've, for this group, have dug into it to see what I actually think about it, because it's kind of been something that I've just avoided, not being really sure about it. So the reason that I suggest avoiding it is because it's higher in fructose. It's very high in fructose. And I encourage you to read the article that I linked to by the Paleo Mom in that status under the agave sweetener, because she talks about why you should avoid higher fructose foods and sweeteners. this really good article. She gets a little bit, she's definitely very sciencey, but you know, it's good practice to get used to reading stuff like that. And then it also doesn't really come with the nutrient package that a sweetener like honey or maple syrup is going to give you. So that's just another reason why I wouldn't necessarily choose that one. Coconut sugar, the jury's still kind of out on that. There hasn't been a whole lot of research on that. Different people say different things. The one negative I had on that is that it's high in inulin fiber, which can cause digestive issues, and inulin is usually also higher in fructose, so that's something to consider. So then my favorite sweeteners that I do suggest you use are maple syrup, honey, and dates. Honey specifically has antioxidants, it has antimicrobial properties. If you get local raw honey, it will come with bee pollen, which can be helpful for seasonal allergies. So in other words, with those sweeteners, I think some of the benefits that come with them, like the vitamins and minerals and dates and maple syrup and honey, can, in my mind at least, kind of balance out the negative effects of the sugar. So you still are getting a sugar hit, but I feel like it's being packaged with something that's a lot better. So that does bring me to my last point, which is they're still not healthy. Like, I'm not going to tell you that you can just eat tablespoons of honey. Sorry, I'm trying to get my dog to sit down. She keeps tapping around. Sit. I'm not going to tell you to eat tablespoons of honey because it's still very high in sugar. It's still a very concentrated source of sugar. So it's still pro-inflammatory. It's still giving you that sharp increase of blood sugar. But if you are going to make a sweetened treat or something, or you're going to add something to your coffee or tea, I would definitely rather you go with those than doing a low-calorie artificial sweetener, or even possibly doing one of those yellow light ones that might give you digestive symptoms or a higher in fructose. So that is where I stand on those. So just to recap again, though I'm not going to tell you that artificial sweeteners give you cancer, give you these different diseases, I do think that there are better options, which is why I want to share that with you. So do with that what you want. That's probably all I'm going to talk about with this subject. But it seemed like one that a lot of people wanted to hear about. So I'm going to go ahead and probably today or tomorrow upload a resource that will just have the recap all in writing for you with all of it together. So if you want to reference that, go back and see which were the green lights, which were the yellow lights, you can go ahead and do that in the resources, the uploaded resources for this group. So look for that soon, and leave me any comments if you have any questions. If there was a sweetener you're still not sure about, there's a lot of them out there, so I haven't been able to go over all of them. But if there's one that you've been using that I didn't address, go ahead and ask me about it, and I'll get back to you soon. All right, have a great day.